Let's jump right into this explainer because I want to completely shatter what you think you know about Google's absolute most underrated tool, NotebookLM. Now, most people hear the name and they think, oh, it's just a note-taking app, right? Kind of like a basic PDF reader or maybe a slightly fancier Google Docs. Listen, if that's how you're treating it, you are using it completely wrong. This isn't just a minor update. This is a fundamental shift in how we process information in 2026. Think of this as NotebookLM, the complete 2026 guide. Today, we're going to walk through every single feature, every hidden panel, and the exact professional workflows that make this an absolute game changer. Let's get into it.
I mean, just look at this number for a second. 120%. That is the massive quarter-over-quarter active user growth we're seeing right now. And it's being driven by literally insane workflows. Think about turning a dense 300-page textbook into a 2-minute, highly produced AI audio podcast in seconds, or pulling inconsistencies out of 40 legal contracts in half a minute. That's the level we're operating at.
And this perfectly illustrates its hidden power. Did you know even Spotify used NotebookLM as the hidden engine behind their massive 2024 Wrapped campaign? Seriously. When you have huge global enterprises using a tool to synthesize data at scale, you know for a fact it's not just a basic chatbot. Yet the vast majority of regular users are still just treating it like a glorified search bar for their PDFs. We absolutely need to change that right now.
So part 1, the mechanism. We need to look at source-grounded versus general AI to see exactly how this engine actually thinks.
Okay, here is the defining difference. Every single time you use standard general AI, you are talking to a model trained on the entire internet, which is great. It's a brilliant generalist, right? But it guesses, it invents things, it hallucinates. NotebookLM, on the other hand, operates in what we call a walled garden. It's a source-grounded AI. That basically means it draws its answers solely from the specific documents you actually upload. If the answer isn't in your files, it flat out tells you, I don't know. There are 0 invented facts, and literally every single claim comes with an exact citation linking right back to your source text. The takeaway here? When accuracy matters above all else, this is exactly the architecture you need.
Plus, being fully backed by Google gives it a pretty massive operational advantage, because as of the new May 2026 integration, NotebookLM is fully baked right into Workspace Studio. So what does that mean for you? It means if you link a live Google Doc or a Google Sheet as a source, any updates you or your team make in that document are automatically reflected inside your notebook in real time. It becomes this living, breathing knowledge base that never goes out of date.
All right, let's break down the actual 2026 interface, which is beautifully streamlined into 3 main panels. Honestly, once you grasp these 3 panels, you've mastered the whole tool. On the left is your Sources panel. You can upload up to 50 files per notebook, and we're talking massive files here, up to 500,000 words each, PDFs, YouTube transcripts, the whole shebang. Then, right in the middle is your Chat, where you interact with your sources, set up custom instructions, and pull those perfectly cited answers. And finally, on the right side is the Studio.
And guys, the real magic happens right here in this Studio panel. This is exactly where NotebookLM transforms from a simple, helpful chatbot into an absolute beast of a production engine. You aren't just reading answers anymore, you're generating entirely new structured assets with literally a single click. Let's just move through the 9 incredible output formats you can create.
First up is Output 1, the audio overview. Honestly, this is the feature that completely disrupted the space. You click one button, and the system generates an incredibly realistic, banter-filled discussion between 2 AI hosts about your specific documents. They use analogies, they debate each other, they make really dense material actually accessible. And for 2026, it supports over 80 languages and features an interactive mode. That means you can pause the podcast, type in a question, get your answer, and then just let the host continue. It's basically active learning on steroids.
Then, Output 2 takes that whole audio concept a massive step further with video overviews. It automatically generates narrated animations and visual summaries of your content. And if you happen to be on the new Ultra tier, you get access to these stunning cinematic deep dives powered by Google's VO 3.1 model. But look, even the standard video overviews available to everyone will completely change how you digest complex reports or historical events. It's wild.
Let's move to Output 3. This one is absolutely crucial for building your understanding before you even read a single page, the mind map. By clicking this, NotebookLM instantly visualizes the entire structural landscape of your uploaded data right at a glance. You see the main themes, you can click on a specific branch, and instantly open up a grounded chat window focused just on that specific subtopic. It's like a giant puzzle, already solved for you.
Need to actually present your research to a team or a client?
Output 4 is the slide deck. One click creates a full presentation straight from your sources. But it gets so much better. You can edit it prompt by prompt, so you can literally just tell it, hey, make slide 3 more concise without having to regenerate the entire deck. You can even upload your brand guidelines, and it'll match the slide colors and fonts perfectly before you export it straight out to PowerPoint. Output 5 is purely for the visual learners and content creators out there. The Infographics generator takes your data and structures it beautifully into 10 different stylistic designs. We're talking everything from strict scientific layouts to those trendy bento grids you see everywhere. It is the ultimate shortcut for turning super dry statistics into highly shareable visual assets in seconds.
Okay, output 6 and 7 are pretty much going to make those paid study apps obsolete forever. On the left, you've got dynamically generated flashcards to test your memory and recognition. And yes, it absolutely saves your progress across sessions. Then on the right, you've got quizzes. These feature multiple choice questions designed to test your true application and understanding of the material. And the best part? Both of them provide instant, fully cited explanations if you happen to get an answer wrong.
Now, for all the professionals watching, Output 8 is the report function. Have you ever had one of those chaotic, rambling chat sessions with an AI while you're just trying to figure out a complex problem? Well, NotebookLM allows you to synthesize all those scattered chat logs along with your meeting notes into a perfectly formatted, boardroom-ready executive briefing with just one single click. It cleans up the mess for you.
And finally, wrapping up the studio, Output 9 is the data table. Say you upload 10 different competitor pricing PDFs or a bunch of scattered research metrics. This output pulls all of that disconnected data from across your files into one single, clean, sortable, and filterable spreadsheet. I'm telling you, the hours of manual data entry this saves, it literally cannot be overstated. It's a lifesaver.
So the absolutely crucial point to remember on pricing is this. The free tier is unusually generous. Start there, for sure. You get all the core formats, there are no time limits, and you can make up to 100 notebooks. If you're a really heavy student, the Plus tier at $7.99 gives you 20 audio overviews every single day. Daily professionals will probably want to grab the Pro tier at $19.99 to basically remove all friction. And of course, enterprise teams can scale all the way up to Ultra for that cinematic video rendering and massive context windows.
All right, part 2, real-world workflows. Let's move from the theory into the application and look at how top professionals in 2026 are drastically cutting down their working hours.
First up is what we call the study system workflow. In education right now, a staggering 81% of students using NotebookLM report massively improved study efficiency. And it's obvious why. They just upload their entire syllabus and textbook chapters, generate personalized flashcards that remember their progress, and use those interactive audio overviews to literally talk through complex concepts on their walk to class. It is basically a completely personalized tutor with infinite patience.
And for the enterprise users out there, 2026 introduced something massive, the cross-notebook query. You can now mount multiple highly specialized notebooks. Let's say one for HR, one for your Q3 sales, and maybe one for competitor analysis directly into the Gemini app. From there, you can query your entire multi-department knowledge base all at once. It breaks down the silos between your documents so you get comprehensive, company-wide answers instantly.
Which brings us to part 3, the ultimate AI toolkit. With all this ridiculous power, it's really tempting to think this is the only tool you'll ever need. But let's be smart about this and establish exactly when to use NotebookLM versus the rest of the market. Let's build your 2026 stack.
Here is exactly how you should be categorizing them. Use Perplexity for live web research when you need to know what happened literally 5 minutes ago. Use ChatGPT or Claude for generative creation, like when you need to write an email from scratch or creatively brainstorm a totally blank page. But you use NotebookLM when you have defined sources. You use it when you need deep, hallucination-free analysis of your own specific documents, complete with exact, rock-solid citations.
Because the most efficient professionals out there right now don't just pick one AI platform to rule them all. They understand that these tools are not competitors at all. They are teammates. You use Perplexity to gather all your research. You feed that research directly into NotebookLM to analyze it deeply and generate your mind maps and reports. And then you might take that and pass it over to Claude to rewrite that structured report into a punchy creative blog post. It's an entire ecosystem.
The best part? NotebookLM is completely free. It takes exactly 60 seconds to set up, and it is verifiably grounded in the facts you provided. Seriously, no more reading 50-page PDFs line by agonizing line. So, I'm going to leave you with this one provocative question to ponder. What is the very first document you are going to upload today? Seriously, try it out. Generate an audio overview for your commute home. I promise you, experiencing this explainer power firsthand will change how you work forever. See you next time.